Hello friends, my name is Radha Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the project scope management. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management or you are planning to give exam or PMP in near future. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you, and also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, project scope management is very important aspect of project management. Basically, this is a topic which we have taken it from the PMBOK Guide, Project Management Body of Knowledge, and this book is issued by PMI, Project Management Institute. So basically, when we talk about project scope management, we are talking about the boundaries of the project actually. Now, what does it mean actually? Basically, what we are going to deliver to the customer and what we are not going to deliver to the customer. So these are the boundaries which are defined in the scope management. The output of the scope management, basically a document called as scope document. If you just see the term, this is the term scope. Scope means that what is the area which is covered in the project. Okay, so the things which are covered under the area of a scope, that is called as a scope of a project, and the things which are outside the boundaries, which are considered as a out of a scope. Okay, so normally you have definitely seen in the emails of a project managers that this thing is out of a scope, so that means this was not agreed to deliver to the customer. It is ensure that the project team and stakeholders have a clear understanding of the project objectives, okay, the deliverable which we are going to deliver, the constraints which are basically the limitations like time, cost, and assumptions which may be wrong as well. So which we consider that these are available, but it may be not it may not be available. So effective scope management help prevent scope creep, which is the unauthorized expansion of the project boundaries, and ensure that the project stays within its defined boundaries. So basically, now what is actually scope creep? Normally what happens, friend, whenever we are working on a project, many times it happens that customer add extra things in the project which was not part of the scope. For example, as per the signed or agreed scope document, it was defined, it was agreed that 5 modules will be part of the scope. After that, one more module is added by the customer. So and he was ensuring that this is also I need this module also. So this will consider as a scope creep. Creep means that uh, the things which are not part of the scope is also trying to be added in the project. So now we can talk about initiation, like when we are initiating, when we are starting a project. So first thing is the project charter. Now project charter is basically a document that officially authorizes the existence of a project and provides a project manager with the authority to use organizational resources for project activities. Basically, friend, whenever a project is starting, the organization or the authorities issued a document called as project charter. Project charter is a document which has all the necessary information about project, like its objective, its high level scope, project description, the stakeholder names, high level timelines, high level milestones, and the project name, project manager who will be going to deliver this project. So all those things are basically mentioned in this document project. Here important thing here is that the high level scope is also mentioned, like project, what are the objective, why you are going to want to do this project, and what is the high level scope. Then the planning. In the planning phase, we made the scope statement. Scope statement is a detailed document that describes the project deliverables, acceptance criteria, like how or what, on what basis you will accept the deliverables, the constraints like limitations, for example the time, cost, which you cannot go beyond that, assumptions, and other relevant information. It serves as a reference for project decision making and helps in preventing scope changes that are not aligned with the project objectives. So basically, friend, once a project started, project charter issued, so you as a project manager make the with the help of different stakeholder, you make the scope statement. That basically it's a detailed document that defines what you are going to deliver, how many modules are there, what is the scope boundaries are there. So all those things are mentioned as scope in the document of a scope statement. Then we make the work breakdown structure. If you just see the term work breakdown structure, so work breakdown structure is a hierarchical decomposition of the total scope of work to be carried out by the project team. It breaks down the project into smaller manageable pieces, making it easier to plan, manage and control. It's basically just a simple rule of divide and rule. For example, if you just say that I have to I want to make a mobile app for e-commerce solution, for example, so it's a high level thing. So now you will divide the work into smaller pieces. For example, you will say that I need Android and iOS for the e-commerce solution. Then in the Android I need 5 modules, in iOS I need 4 modules. Then so in that way you divide the work into smaller pieces at what level, so that you reach to some point which is basically you can estimate that how much time and effort is required. So this is basically the concept of work breakdown structure. Then in the defining section we do the requirement gathering. Requirement gathering means that you will sit with the customer, talk with them, identify their requirements, documenting and managing the project requirements, both functional and non-functional requirements. So here functional requirements basically are the user requirement. For example, you can say user want that in the e-commerce solution customer can do the payment through credit card and debit card. So this is a functional requirement. Non-functional requirement is that the e-commerce website should be open in all browsers like Chrome, Internet Explorer and all other browsers. So basically this is the difference between functional and non-functional requirement. Next is the stakeholder analysis. Stakeholder analysis means that you identify the stakeholders who has interest in the project and you define their basically their influence, their impact on the project. Few stakeholders are very much interested in the project, few are not interested. So you will identify the stakeholders, their impact, their interest, and basically the purpose of this stakeholder analysis is that you identify the individual groups and their influence on the project scope. Then verification and the validation. Scope verification is basically means that you involve a formal acceptance of the completed project delivered by the stakeholders, and you check that what is the scope. It ensures that the work has been done as per the defined scope. Like for example, you check that 5 modules were defined in the scope statement and you have delivered the 5 modules as well. So basically it is measuring the things with respect to the scope, actually with the scope statement. This is the thing. Now the scope validation is basically a different approach that involve determining if the project scope has been fully satisfied. It confirms that all project requirements have been met. Basically scope validation is basically a broader term in which you sit with the customer and check that whatever the requirements or objectives of the project were met or not. Okay, then the control, that means scope control. Scope control involve monitoring and controlling changes to the project scope. Any proposed changes should be evaluated to their impact on the project schedule, budget and other constraints. Scope control help prevent scope creep and ensure that the project stays on track. Again, scope creep means the additional requirements adding which are not part of the scope, so it should be avoided. In the closeout, at the end of the project, we make a final project scope statement, and the project success is evaluated against the signed scope. We also make the lesson learned documents are basically those documents which mention that what went well, what went wrong. So basically the purpose of making the lesson learned document is that to avoid the mistakes which were made in this project, it should not happen in the next or future projects. So this is basically the purpose of lesson learned. So, friend, effective project scope management contributes to project success by providing a clear understanding of project objectives, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings, minimizing the risk of scope changes that can impact project timelines and budgets. So, friend, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with the friends and colleagues. And thanks a lot for watching the video.